Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this week's VIN-dow with Robert Hollinshead. And just to let everybody know, and Bob, you don't even know this, but this is actually episode 100. And, we've been through some volatile times, and I think you're going to tell us that things aren't normal, are they?
I don't know. I think they're more normal than I think we'd like to believe they are. That's my personal point of view. I think it has a lot to do with a lot of things that we see in the world we live in today. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's freaking out about things that normal people that didn't have time on their hands wouldn't even be thinking about. It's very odd. So when we overanalyze, the market conditions and what they are, and you stop for 1 second, look back 50 or 60 years, we didn't really have the August drop because it's a new model year and the world's, coming to an end and everything's no longer a current model year. It's a year older. It's very easy to figure that out. Hard to do, though, because nobody wants to listen to that conversation. We finally had it. Over the last couple of weeks, we felt it. Not fewer people logged in. There's still 6,000 people online that are logged in with a bidder badge. And there's, 212 people because they got to go look at the cars in lane. So there's still plenty of people. It's not like there's fewer people. It's what I call the vast majority in the grandstands. Everybody's an observer. Nobody's a player. Nobody's taking a hike and whatever. It's paying attention because everybody's like, what's going to happen? What's going on and things. So people are watching, and the spectacular car is still bringing rocket money without any question or doubt. No question about that. And any average, regular little car. When I think back, every Saturday we have a conference call with our group of whatever the people that are integral to our business. Not the technology side, but the buying and selling side. And we've been doing it for, I'm going to guess, 25 years. Saturday morning torture session is what I call it, where you got to listen to me vomit about things, go get titles, things like this, right? And when I think back and look back on notes over the decades, it's the exact same thing. Regular cars are no good. They're good. You got to buy them, but you can't buy them as if it's a normal market. And cars with a touch on facts or a history touch, they just ain't the same. They're just not it. Even if a car is white with 10 sunroofs and 94 navigation systems and 50-inch wheels, a touch on facts definitely it makes that car a grandstand car where everybody's watching, but ain't nobody stepping up to actually buy it. And that's precisely where we are. We had an irrationally good July and August, no movement in the market. September, next thing you know, last few weeks, I'm not saying it's bad. And if you've adjusted to understand it's a new model year, you're perfectly fine. That's a very hard, different conversation to have with people when you're buying cars, paying for them up front with no titles and all the rest of it. That part's all good. But nobody wants to hear the fact that, because they still point to the one car out of 63 that matched the car they have. The one they have obviously is not the one car. It's one of the middle 63. And they're looking for rocket money, and it's just not, it ain't panning out. That's where we're at, in my estimation. It's not the end of the world. I think it's perfectly fine. You just got to be adjusted a little bit to your expectations, knowing that nobody's doing, wild business, that they're just desperate to buy mud to fill up their lot. It's just not happening, man. You could talk about all the rest of the nonsense, why retail is this and why inventory is that and all the rest of it, right? It just falls back to common sense, man. We're at the time of the year where even if the shit isn't in the fan, it's sneaking up to the fan, where it's just not the same as just not the same as what you'd like it to be. Never adjusting. We're in a little adjustment. In a nutshell, if that makes any sense to you, Shawnee.
It sure does. A special shout out. So I was just looking up, Bob, and since it's our 100th episode, why don't we do a little you've had 19,597 unique listeners to the podcast, which is pretty wild. To that want to listen to wholesale automotive in 76 different countries around the world. Isn't that crazy? Anyways.
I don't know what in the world they're listening to. It's just rambling, nonsensical bullshit. But if you happen to be in our business, it's co-validation of whatever is happening to you today. You always get some genius that says, "Oh, you're crazy. It's better than ever." You know, God bless you. I've heard that 100 times through my life, where somebody's going to come and be the greatest and the best in all the things. He knows how to do it. Nobody else does. Here's what I got to say to that. You ready? Bullshit. You follow me? We're all in the same boat. Just depending on who's working harder than the other guy. And in other words, with the luck of Christ, you get up without any aches and pains and go through the same shit the following week, month, year. You follow me, Sean? It's I guess the moral of the story is it's a normal market change. Head down, eyes closed. Keep digging, Daddy-O.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for the 100.
See you guys and girls. Have fun.